All right, I want to make sure y'all can hear me. Oh, goodness. Okay, there we go. Testing. Sounds good. All right, let's run this again. All right, let's go ahead and get into this. I appreciate everybody who has been coming through. All the other projects I've been putting together, you guys have been awesome. I really appreciate it. You guys are excellent. I cannot say it enough. This is a reboot, kind of like a revamp of the First and Frame Rates podcast. Unfortunately, I have not been able to do the podcast due to time constraints with life, working, being a father, all this other stuff. But on the weekends, I have an opening and I wanted to revamp the show and change the show basically based on you guys. You guys have made this possible. I can't thank you guys enough for all the support you guys have given me. I don't even know where to begin when it comes to that support. and I have a lot going on, and I want you guys to definitely be a part of it. So therefore, there's a lot of things that have been changed. I'm going to get into that. A lot of things have been going on. I'm definitely going to get into that. First and foremost, before I get into the topics, what's been going on? Why I have not been able to go live? Why I have been basically doing a bunch of recorded content? Basically, what's been going on after the draft? Let me see if I can fix this. I want to do this a little bit better. Because don't get me wrong, that looks cool, but I want to do it a little bit better. I'm going to move some stuff around. Matter of fact, I'm going to put the Patreon guys over there. Excellent. There we go. Put the Patreon guys over there. These guys are the awesome guys. These are the ones that make everything go. You know, you think you got everything right until you start doing this. But anyway, what's going on, Preliminary? Good to see you. Haven't seen you in a while. Good to see you. Let me just tell you what's been going on. After the draft, I was basically trying to continue the podcast, and all this other stuff been going on with just work and life. And I want to thank DJ and Bills very, very much for carrying the podcast for what it was. The 200 some odd episodes we did a lot of good work over there, and that doesn't mean it can't end, because there's always a possibility of that happening again, but it just has to be more of a collective situation if they have the time as well. But once I started doing the Atlanta Falcons content, I realized a lot of people was gravitating towards it. A lot of people loving to see it. A lot of people was really enjoying it, giving their feedback and stuff. And shout out to the Atlanta Falcons Nation. Those guys have watched my content and help me, get more exposure. I really appreciate that. And but not much is going to change as far as what I'm doing here, as far as sports. The gaming stuff is going to be on my other channel, which is the VF Cast. You can find that link down in the description. Now, I had to find a way to move the two out of the way, because they don't necessarily go hand in hand. Contrary to popular belief, it don't go hand in hand. So with that being said, this is where I'm going to be talking about sports, where it comes to the Atlanta Falcons, where it comes to Georgia Southern football. All the gaming stuff will be on the other channel, which I just did an interview with a lovely lady. She was awesome with the things she did, with the things that she do. And she's just awesome. I can't say it enough. I think you should go and check that out. I think it is a really good interview sometime. So shout out to everybody, Atlanta Falcons Nation. Shout out to the Atlanta Falcons fans. You guys are awesome. We're going to get into it. And I'm going to give my thoughts about not only just Matt Ryan, but the Falcons themselves. I'm going to get into Georgia Southern, their passing game, because I heard that they're going to be passing the ball a little bit more. And I want to be able to take you guys' calls. If you guys want to call in, the number is 803-762-4242. Now, with that being said, you're probably going to see my son in the background. That's him playing. He loves to play, so just bear with me with him. I done lost my train of thought that quick. I'm sorry. My thing is the Atlanta Falcons have a chance to do something really good with this team. I feel that they're able to really go far if they play disciplined football. They have the talent. They always had the talent. They got the coaching now. They have the GM to bring in the talent. So with that being said, I think they're going to do a great job. And I'm really interested to see what they do. But I want to talk about Matt Ryan initially, because I don't think Matt Ryan should necessarily play. Sorry about that. I got something in my beard. I don't think Matt Ryan should play at all, to be honest. I don't think you should. I think you should go ahead and let Felipe Franks. I think you should go ahead and let AJ McCarron go ahead and get all the reps they can, and for them to go ahead and go in and see what they got. especially Felipe Franks. I think he's going to be really a big asset to the team when it comes to necessarily being the quarterback of the future. Matt Ryan is seasoned. He's done everything he's supposed to. And I don't think it's nothing much you need to see when it comes to Matt Ryan. I think at the end of the day, I think Matt Ryan is going to be the starter. There's no doubt about it. There's not much that you really show what he needs to do. So therefore, I think the other guys should go ahead and get in and show what they got. I don't see a real problem with that. And I think it's something that they should go ahead and put that in place. So let me see how that works. Okay, let's see. Okay. All right. Shout out to everybody who's here so far. Shout out to everybody who hit the thumbs up button. One thing about this show, I will be possibly putting this back up on SoundCloud, Google Play, or Google Podcasts, iTunes, Anchor, all that stuff. Probably just continue to put it back on here. So if you want to check that out, this will be up on Tuesday, the 20th. I'll be putting it up 2 days after this because this will be basically a weekly podcast to where I'll be talking about the things under Atlanta Falcons and Georgia Southern football. I think the rest of the team itself, even when it comes to Matt Ryan, I think that the rest of the team itself, all the big starters should get limited play, but I think Matt Ryan is the one that shouldn't play at all. I know Motivated Dedicated, you said Matt should only play 1 quarter. Do you mean 1 quarter the entire preseason or 1 quarter a game? Because if it was up to me, I don't think he should play at all. May get a few reps in, if any, at the minimum. You know, maybe a drive or 2 each game, but I don't see where he should play any much more than that. I think everybody else pretty much, you know, you got your Grady Jarrett's, Deion Jones. You know, I don't think they should play as much either. But I think with Matt Ryan being the quarterback, I think he should be limited in the play that he has. That's just my personal opinion. I want to know what you guys think. Like I said, I do have a call-in number, 803-672-4242. I'm not going to be taking any calls at the moment. Probably the first 30 minutes, I'm going to just be talking, and then I'll probably take some calls if you guys are willing to call in. The line is open for you guys. I mean, this basically is all for you. You know, without you guys, I wouldn't be doing anything as far as talking or whatever the case may be. Georgia Southern football, let's get into that for a second. Georgia Southern football has a way to put points on the board. And the way they do that is running the spread or triple option. They do a fantastic job. They usually get an athletic quarterback that can move with his legs and is able to pitch the ball properly. And there are times when we get maybe anywhere between 300 to 400 yards rushing a game. But with the recruiting class that we have, I feel that now it looks like they're going to be in the position to not only run the ball effectively, look like they're going to be passing the ball a little bit too. You see, I don't know if you guys know, they picked up a handful of receivers. They also turned around and converted some guys from the quarterback position into wide receivers, aka Alex Bowen. I know James Graham, he's one of the big quarterbacks that we thought we was going to use at Georgia Tech. He transferred to Georgia Tech to Georgia Southern, ended up moving to wide receiver. And that's going to be interesting to see how that plays out as well. I don't know how I feel about James Graham playing receiver because I never seen him play quarterback. But it's going to be interesting to see. But at the end of the day, I really feel that Alex Bowen should be fine. There also been talks about Sam Kennerson moving to receiver as well. So I'm going to see how that plays out. But at the end of the day, I think the team will be very effective throwing the ball just as well as passing. And, you know, you have Justin Tomlin. Look like he's going to be the guy that's going to be throwing the ball, running the offense, basically. But I'm really big on Cameron Newsom. Not Newsom, I'm sorry. Oh, God, I forgot Ransom. Cameron Ransom. I don't know where I get Newsom from. And I think he's going to be, I don't know. Go find out what happened, baby. And I I think it's going to be really interesting to see what Cameron Ransom do. Yeah, he bumped his head. Let me see. Come here. Let me see. All right, we got him. There we go. My son is a mess. I love him to death. And it's going to be really interesting to see what happens when it comes to Georgia Southern, because it's pretty much like a transition for them. It's going to be a transition for them where it's going to be passing the ball more, because with passing the ball, it's not really Georgia Southern's forte. They like to run the option. And with that being said, it's going to be interesting to see what they do. I think they're going to be fine with Cameron Ransom throwing the ball or whatever the case may be, because I think the kid is phenomenal. I think he's going to be really great when we see what they can do. And I'm really interested to see how that goes. Once again, the number is 803-672-4242. My son is in the background having a great time as usual. I love him. He's awesome. If you guys want to call in, that's fine. If not, that'd be great as well. Pelican Man asks, where's the Hawks talk? This is a football show, unfortunately. If you want any Hawks talk, honestly, if you want any Hawks talk, go check out Atlanta Falcons Nation. I thought I put the link in the description. Just go where you can put in Atlanta Falcons Nation. That not only they talk about Atlanta Falcons, they talk about they actually talk about Atlanta Hawks basketball as well. Phenomenal season that they had, though, considering everything that has happened. We made it all the way to the Eastern Conference Finals, and with the Bucks almost going to win the NBA title, as I see they won the game last night. It's going to be really interesting what they do the next couple of I'll say next couple. They could win the next game, but as far as the Hawks, I feel like if Trae Young was not injured, we could have been in the NBA Finals. But that's my opinion. So, with that being said, Matt Ryan. Why do people hate on Matt Ryan so much? I don't know why. I understand that he hasn't really gave us a Super Bowl ring. I mean, he did everything in his power to do so. And, you have your Matt Ryan haters. I don't necessarily want to address them, but I do understand why people dislike him, because I always try to understand both sides of the aisle and on both sides of the spectrum. And with Matt Ryan, I think he's a Super Bowl caliber quarterback easily. I mean, he's been knocking on the door. He's been knocking on the door for years when it comes to getting that Super Bowl ring. But I feel like at the end of the day, he should be able to achieve that. I think he can still do that. The window is still there, because the team itself is very, very talented. So people want to say this is a rebuild season, and for me, I feel that I don't think it's necessarily a rebuild season. I know you got some young players on defense. The defense could be pretty good with Dean Pease, but with Matt Ryan at the helm, I think he's able to do some things for them. And I'm really ready to see what goes on. But as far as preseason, I think you need to try to find a way to preserve him to where it's normally just him being preserved until the regular season. 17 games going to be played this year. It's going to be a lot going on when it comes to the entire season, one extra game. So I think he should be in a position to sit out a little bit less, and I'm to the point where I don't think he should sit out. I think he should sit out the entire time. Because I think this team could easily win 9 to 10 games, and it all focus on if he's able to it's all going to be focused on if he's able to be healthy. Because, even with Felipe Franks and AJ McCarron there, I don't want those guys taking the helm when it comes to playing regular season games. AJ McCarron may be okay. Felipe Franks is just not ready, and it would be a disaster. You're probably looking at another 4-win season if that's the case. And I don't think that's something that we would need right now. It would give us a decent draft pick, but nah, I think with Matt Ryan at the helm, I think we will be able to win 10 games. And that's being honest. At the end of the day, it's just something that we really need with the plight of everything that's going on in Atlanta Falcons sports, or not Atlanta Falcons sports, but Atlanta sports. With all the stuff, the injuries to Acuna, the whole situation with Atlanta United. we would like to see another successful season. Hopefully, with the Hawks, what they did would rub off on the Atlanta Falcons, and at the end of the day, they will be able to be successful. Once again, the number is 803-762-4242. You can call in, give me your thoughts and opinions about what you see. Shout out to the guys who are on Patreon. You guys are awesome. Every day I do a mini of the First and Frame Rate show, to where I give my daily thoughts about things that has happened. And you guys, if you decide to check out the Patreon and pledge on the Patreon, that would be awesome. It's totally optional, but you do get extra content when you do so. Speaking of the extra content, let's veer off a little bit when we talk about Matt Ryan and Georgia Southern. I'm gonna get back into those before the show is over. What's going on with this whole situation with Richard Sherman? It's really unfortunate when you see what's going on with that situation. I don't think it's anything significant. He just had a bad time, and a bad night, and hopefully he gets the help that he needs, because we all are suffering from some form of stress. And I don't know what he's going through or whatever the case may be. We all have our problems. And that's the thing about it. I think we all have our problems. We just have to realize where our problems stem from. And with that being said, you just never know how to overcome those problems and where they stem from. In some cases, when you do find the root cause of the problem, that's one of the first steps of getting help. Luckily that nobody got hurt, nobody got shot, nobody got severely injured, and it ended in a manner where, unfortunately he got arrested, but he was able to be let out on his own recognizance, and he's able to build, from what has happened. Maybe we all need that wake up call to get things better. Shout out to the brother. Hopefully everything is going on and everything's all right with him. All right. Let's talk a little bit about the defense of the Atlanta Falcons. I think the Atlanta Falcons defense is actually going to be surprisingly good. Dean Pease, you have a situation with he coming out of retirement to set this defense up. Multiple sets, multiple people going to be blitzing. It's going to be more of an aggressive style defense, and the athletic ability of these players, putting them in the position to be successful. The Deion Jones, the Grady Jarrett's. You also have the situation with AJ Terrell. Richie Grant is coming up. The safety, I can't remember his name. I'll get back to him. Fabian Monroe, the other defensive back. You also have what's that? The receiver, not the receiver, but the cornerback that moved to safety. I think he's going to be pretty good, and it's going to be a really decent defense. I think it's going to be a lot better than advertised. I'm going to pull this up real quick so I can get these names right. Let's hit roster. All right, let's pull this up. All right, there's Felipe Franks, Kyle Pitts. I definitely get on the what I think about him, and also I could talk about him and his actual contribution to the preseason. I want to get into that as well. Let's see, cornerback, not Darren Hall. Jalen Hawkins. I just did a video on him. He was great. Good to see him. I'm looking down the list and I'm trying to figure out. There he is, Isaiah Oliver. Isaiah Oliver has moved to safety as well. 4th year out of Colorado. I want to see what he do as well. I think he's going to be pretty good when it comes to what he can do. More on the defense, the front seven, Ogundeji, Fabian Monroe, all these guys can be X factors when it comes to the offense. I mean, the defense. I forgot about it. You got Steven Means. I just think they're going to be really aggressive. It's going to be a lot different from what you've seen last year. Eric Harris, that's his name. Eric Harris, 6'2", 225. Got a veteran back there. And it's going to be really interesting to see. And I think they're going to be more aggressive. I think they're going to be better as advertised. And I think that's where it's going to be a big significant difference to see what this defense can do, because with Dean Pease, you're going to have situations where safety is going to be blitzing, safety coming down in the box. You're going to have some linebackers in coverage. Some of the cornerbacks, A.J. Terrell, even though, he has a pretty good size on him, he should be able to get to the quarterback and make some good tackles as well. A.J. Terrell had a pretty good season last year. Despite us going 4-12, he actually had a pretty good season to where he could have a breakout to where he's the number one. So you want to see that. Kendall Sheffield, will he be in the slot? It would be interesting to see what he do as well, because Kendall Sheffield's kind of got a bad rap for the last, year or so. I think he's a lot better than advertised himself, and I think he will be able to contribute as well. I'm just ready to see what he can do, and as far as everything going on with the team and what he's capable of. Let's jump back to A.J. Terrell real quick. 14 games he played, 1 interception, 7 pass defenses, 3 forced fumbles. That is pretty interesting. 71 tackles, 3 forced fumbles, 1 interception, 7 pass breakups basically. So he has the ability to be a whole bunch of he has the ability to be a whole bunch of things on the field. So with Dean Pease and what he's doing, it's going to be nice to see what goes on there. At the end of the day, I feel that not only that the defense could be pretty good, the offense could be as well, and I want to see what they do. Like I said, the number is going to be 803-672-4242. Got another maybe 30 to 45 minutes I'm going to be doing the show. Try to keep the show about a little bit over an hour, unless you guys have some interesting things you want to talk about as well. Thank you guys for being here. You guys are awesome. Shout out to everybody who's also been contributing to the views, watching the content, helping this channel grow. You guys are great. I really, really appreciate it. Also, the Patreon members, you guys are awesome as well. So that's going to be, helping this thing grow. It all begins with you guys. You guys going to make it grow, and make sure that I and we all have a successful talk throughout the season when it comes to the Atlanta Falcons. I want to get into Georgia Southern a little bit when it comes to the Sun Belt. Georgia Southern, they have us ranked pretty much at the bottom of the Sun Belt. Don't understand why, but I kind of get it. You guys, they always try to count us out, especially with a big transition. We lost Shy Wertz. We lost a couple other guys, either due to transfer or you had a couple people get picked up by the NFL. Shout out to the guys who went to the NFL. One went to the Giants. The other one went to the, I think they went to the Chargers. You guys can check that out. The video is down in the description. Not down in the description, but that video is on the channel. You guys can check that out as well. Raymond Johnson III is one of the guys who went to the NFL for the Giants. Let's see, Sun Belt Conference 2021. I'm gonna look at that real quick. Let's see. Yeah, you got a good bit of teams. You got Georgia State. I don't too much care for the team. I love the school, but the state. But the team, whatever. I'm looking at them being pretty good. Quad Brown has done a phenomenal job. Quad Brown, the quarterback. You also have Grayson McCall at Coastal Carolina. They're going to be doing a pretty good job as well. Good. He's like one of the top quarterbacks in the country. I don't know who's ranking him there, but they got him there as well. You already know Appalachian State always put on a fight every year. They're going to be looking to reclaim the Sun Belt Conference title, which the Chanticleers of Coastal Carolina actually won the title this past season. And it's going to be, I think for the most part, it's going to be tough for us to get through the conference this year. We did a fairly good job. A couple of games that we lost that was close, and that pretty much did it. We lost a game to Louisiana, and that was a close game. We lost a game to Army was another one. But I think as far as the conference, it's always tough, and that's where it's going to be the fight, throughout the conference. I mean, we start off, let's see, that's 2020, I think. Yeah, 2021. We start off with against Gardner Webb. We have to go down to Florida Atlantic. We also play Arkansas this year. I forgot about that. We play Arkansas. Then we get pretty much into the conference games. We play Louisiana again. They come to Georgia Southern. Arkansas State, we played them. We also going to be playing Troy. Let's see. We play Troy at Troy, South Alabama. Georgia State is coming to Georgia Southern. That's going to be awesome. We play Coastal Carolina at Paulson. And BYU is coming to Georgia Southern on November 20th. And we close out the season against App State doing a rivalry week. So it's going to be really different to see how it goes. So it's always tough playing against these guys, and not these guys, but the entire Sun Belt. Georgia State beat us last year. Appalachian State got the W against us. I mean, we were up 14-0, and then Justin Tomlin goes down, and the Chanticleers, we had a pretty decent game against them. It's just the offense couldn't move the ball. That goes right back to what I'm saying with the passing game. Georgia Southern, if they could pass the game a little bit, I think if they could pass the ball a little bit, I think they'll be fine. And it'll make us much more dynamic. And it's something that we need in our arsenal. Shout out to everybody who's here once again. Pooh has showed up. Thank you for coming through. Spectacular Pooh. Thank you. You love the revamped look. Like I said, the First and Frame Rate show is just going to be that. It's going to be the show. Mostly we're going to be talking about football. Not too much of the gaming stuff. That's going to be on my other channel. If you guys want to check out the gaming stuff, the VF Cast, the link should be down in the description. If not, just go to the VF Cast channel. Just type in VF Cast. It should pop right on up. Over there, I talk about the gaming stuff, and you guys will not be disappointed. Really, really appreciate you guys for the love and support. Also, there is a call-in number. If you want to call in, into the show and give me your ideas or your thoughts or anything that I talked about, the number is 803-672-4242. It should not be a problem to call nowadays. I think everybody has a cell phone, and long distance numbers should not apply. So that should be something definitely you guys will be able to interact with me on the show. You have a call-in number. So like I said, with Georgia Southern, my main thing with Georgia Southern, I think that obviously I would want them to win all of their games to go undefeated in college football. That would be great. The ideal situation, I want them to have double-digit wins to win at least 10 games. But the realistic expectations, I want them to win at least 8 games. If they win 8 games, I'll take it as a successful season. If they got anything less than 8, there's a problem. So, with that being said, if they get the passing game in, I think they'll be able to be highly successful. I mean, just highly successful when it comes to what these guys can do. So, really, really interesting to see what happens with not only just Georgia Southern, but with the Atlanta Falcons. Let's get into more stuff when it comes to Atlanta Falcons. Let's look at the NFC in general, because not only, most people already talked about that. If you have your ideas or thoughts about Matt Ryan playing in the preseason, let me know. The number, like I said, the number's right there. You could call in and give me your thoughts. If you have any ideas about it, I'll talk about it when it comes to the NFC, and we'll talk about that as well. Let's start with the NFC South. We have the Panthers, the Buccaneers, obviously Super Bowl champs, and we have the Saints. I'm gonna tell you right now, I'm not going to be sleeping on any of these teams, even though I want to focus more on what the Falcons do. I'm not going to sleep on any of these teams. I think these teams are very well put together. Even though that, Drew Brees is not playing with the Saints, I'm still giving Jameis Winston his respect. I think Jameis Winston can put up some numbers. Can they put up some wins? That's going to be something that I'm not going to necessarily be counting on. I'm not really sure if that's going to be the case, if they can get some wins out of it. But I think Jameis Winston will able to put up some numbers. It's debatable if the teams were basically let me rephrase that. I'm not sure if Jameis Winston will be able to put up wins because the talent level from the Saints to the Bucs when he was on the Bucs are fairly similar. And, you got the coaching with I can't remember the coach's name for the Saints. That's just how much I don't care for him. But even though the coach is pretty good, I still think that they're going to be at least maybe 8-8, maybe 7-10. They don't do 8-8 anymore. 7-10. I just don't see it. So I'm not hanging my hat on them, but my main thing is looking at them winning 7 games doesn't mean that they can't beat the Falcons. So that's where I say the respect is coming in from. I respect this team to the point where I feel that this team could beat the Falcons. As far as everybody else in the NFC, I'm not sure. So with a Michael Thomas, Alvin Kamara, I think Latavius Murray is still there. Cameron Jordan on defense. I don't too much care for Marcus Lattimore, but not Marcus, but I can't remember his first name. I keep calling him Marcus. Is it Marcus? I think it's Marcus. Lattimore, I don't too much. No, Marcus Lattimore is the running back. I don't too much care for him. I do respect his name. I do respect his game. So with that being said, I think that team is actually can do something to do some damage to the Falcons. They always play each other hard when it comes to the actual season. They always play each other tough. So with that being said, I'm going to give them some props. Also, when it comes to the Buccaneers, what can you say? They brought all these starters back. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing, because one thing, you do have Tom Brady, and you definitely have a Super Bowl title in reach when you have Tom Brady. But when you bring all the weapons back, the only downside to that I feel is teams are able to figure you out even more because you're bringing the same players and possibly the same playbook to the table. So you're just giving the defenses of all over the NFL more of a playbook to figure you out. Now, like I said, you have Tom Brady, so it's really hard to, overcome that team. I mean, Tom Brady's Tom Brady. He's going to do what he do. So I expect them to go far in the playoffs once again. They did end up on a hot streak in the middle of the season. I think they won their last 6 games going into the playoffs. So they're well more than capable of doing it. But when you have a situation when the players are the same, the playbooks I think the playbook's pretty much going to be the same. The defense is going to pretty much be the same. You're kind of giving the opposition the blueprint to possibly defeat you, because you want to switch things up every year. Maybe they do so. We'll see. Now let's look into the Carolina Panthers. Sam Darnold is the quarterback over there, which is a big upgrade to what they had before. No shade to Teddy Bridgewater, but it's a big upgrade to what they have. And I think this kid's going to shine. I think he's going to be pretty much the catalyst of what they do. I think we still have an advantage over the Panthers, not to overlook them, but I think we have an advantage over them. And with that being said, I think we should be able to win both games against them this upcoming season. But you still have to take into consideration that Sam Darnold do give this team a much better chance than last year. So there goes pretty much. I still see the Falcons probably number 2 in the division. I think we'll be able to overcome the Saints and overcome what the Panthers could do. But the Buccaneers, you got Tom Brady. With that being said, I feel that they're going to be over the top when it comes to the division. I think they're going to be the best team in the division. When it comes to the rookies, I'm going to talk about the rookies before the show is over, because I'm going to talk about I'm going to talk about Kyle Pitts and how I feel what he should do in the preseason. I said that earlier. I'm going to talk about that before I go. So yeah, like I said, LT, like you're right, LT. It's going to be interesting to see what they do. See what he do. Do I feel bad for the Jets? Yes, I do. The Jets just, oh my God, they're just. Oh, I think it was a pretty decent trade. They got Zach Wilson, but I don't know if it was the move, because I don't think Sam Darnold was the problem with the Jets. I think everything else was. But we'll get into the AFC some other time. I want to continue to talk about the NFC. And like I said, if you guys have anything that you want to talk about, you guys want to share your thoughts on the show, the call-in number is 803-762-4242. You guys can call in and let me know what you guys think. If you have anything you want to add to the conversation. Let's look at other teams in the NFC. Right now, the Packers don't know what they're going to do with their quarterback situation. So I'm not ruling them out, but I don't know what they're going to do. The Rams look really, really good in my opinion. They got Matthew Stafford over there. They already had a pretty good offense. The defense, what more can you say? Jalen Ramsey. You got Aaron Donald. They look good. They look right now, honestly, outside of the Bucks, those guys look like the favorite to win it all. You know, they do. They genuinely do. And it's I don't know where to take it from there. I'm thinking about anybody else in the NFC. With the Green Bay Packers, if the Green Bay Packers don't have their quarterback, if they don't have Aaron Rodgers, it's going to be really, really interesting, because Jordan Love, I don't know what they're going to do. I don't know how they're going to pan out. The running game is going to be very significant. I mean, you got A.J. Dillon and Jones, Aaron Jones. They're going to be really significant in that offense. We can go into the NFC East real quick. You have the Eagles. I just don't know what the Eagles are going to do right now. Got Jalen Hurts. It's going to be interesting to see what he does as well, because my former co-host Bills, he pretty much written off Jalen Hurts as a quarterback, and I get it, because I never was a fan of his arm, but there's no reason to say he can't improve. So it's going to be real important to see what he does as far as what he do. Because the rest of the team is pretty good. I mean, you got Jalen Reagor. I think I said his last name right. Also, you got the cornerback from Alabama. I'm not the cornerback, but the receiver from Alabama. You know, you're gonna have a pretty good passing game when it comes to throwing the ball. The running backs, the running backs should be fine. They always had a decent running game. It wasn't really a problem. So I think they should be all right. LT said, "Who cares about the NFC East?" That's funny. New York Giants. Saquon Barkley comes back. They've made a lot of changes to their offense in the receivers. And Daniel Jones is proven to be an NFL quarterback. Daniel Jones is proven to be a pretty good quarterback. So that's going to be really interesting to see what they do. A lot of moves that has been done there. I haven't really followed the Giants that much, so I cannot speak on their players too much. If anybody wants to talk about that, like I said, the call-in number, 803-762-4242. You can call in and give me more insight on the Giants, or we're going to jump to the before I get to Dallas, I do want to talk about Washington. Because even though their quarterback situation is kind of shaky, I like Heineke a lot. I like that kid, and quite honest, I think he should start. I think he should start. I like it. I like what he did in that little small sample size of the preseason game. He gave the Tampa Bay Buccaneers a run for their money. And I don't think that should give him the starting job. I mean, obviously you have to see what he do in preseason and OTAs and do practice. But I think the Washington football team have their guy, and if Fitzpatrick going to be the backup, so be it. The defense, I don't think the defense is a problem. The defense has always been pretty good for the Washington football team. Also, this past year they did pretty good as well. So, shout out to that team. I think they're going to be making some noise in the NFC East. Dallas, I don't even know where to begin with Dallas. Dallas has the talent, but they just can never get over the hump to do anything. Dak Prescott comes back. He has a new contract. That's going to be really good to see what he does as far as his ability to come back from that injury. Ezekiel Elliott, you know what he does. CeeDee Lamb, Amari Cooper. Come to think about it, man, like I said, the talent to that team is so good. It's so good to the point where I don't know what's going to happen with this team. Not even thinking about the rest of the NFC, the Dallas Cowboys have a chance. And I know this, you already know how, the Cowboy fans are, but they do have a legitimate chance to do something with the talent. But at the end of the day, when it comes to that division, I feel that Dallas by default do have the chance to be. Dallas had the chance by default to win the division, but I don't know how it's going to go. Honestly, that division is still a toss up at the end of the day. In my opinion, I just think it's just going to be a toss up. We did talk about the NFC West for a little bit with the Rams, 49ers, Seahawks, and the Cardinals. I don't know what's going to happen in that division as well. Got a lot of good teams. I do, at the end of the day, I feel that the Rams are going to win the division because they just look a lot better than the rest. The Cardinals do have a lot of talent. I'm not sure about the J.J. Watt move. He may have still more left in the tank, but I don't really know how that's going to play out. Because to me, I'm not saying he's washed up, but he's older. So I don't know. Let me see that, baby. Let me see. All right. Yeah, it's football. Yeah, it's one of my helmets that I have. Who said they were wasted? Yeah, I don't know. Give me that one too, baby. Maybe they will waste it. I don't know. All right. Dallas tends to waste their talent. They tend to do that. So we'll see how that goes. No, we're not gonna watch TV. We're gonna watch TV when the show is over. When it comes to the actual division, we can look at Seattle for a second. We'll jump over there real quick. Seattle looks good. They always look good. They always find a way to win games. With Russell Wilson, you always have a chance. You always have a chance to win games. DK Metcalf. I can't remember who their running back is, but they do need a running game and they do need an offensive line because the offensive line themselves are the reason why they struggle so much. Who's the other receiver that they got over there? Oh man, I can't remember. I know you got Metcalf and Jesus, he's a short guy. I can't remember. I'm not really good with names, but they always have a pretty good chance. But I just don't see them winning the division over Rams. I think with Matthew Stafford over there in LA, I think they're going to be really good. The 49ers, you still got Jimmy Garoppolo, Tyler Lockett. That's his name, Tyler Lockett. Jimmy Garoppolo, I think it's not going to be the starter at the end of the day. I really feel that I think Trey Lance is going to be the starter. I just think that's the case. I'm not sure what they were thinking when they decided to keep Garoppolo. I think they should have just traded him somewhere. But at the end of the day, it's going to be a quarterback competition. I think Trey Lance is going to win it. You don't get a quarterback that high in the draft and have him sit. Kind of the situation that I felt with Justin Fields. LT says if Seattle got some decent online, they'll be hard to beat. I agree. And that's where everything just hinders off of what they do. As far as the offensive line, the dude is running for his life. The defense is not as good as they used to be in Seattle, but hey, they do good enough. the 49ers are going to be the biggest threat to the Rams when it comes to that division. I don't know how many games they win if Trey Lance is the starter. I think the fact that he is the starter may be somewhat a setback. Garoppolo, with his experience, will give them more consistency. But with Trey Lance, you never know. Some of these rookies come out and they do very well, and it's gonna bode well if he does flourish, you know. And if he flourishes, it's going to be a really good situation for them. But I do have the Rams possibly winning that division as of now. And with the 49ers giving them a run for their money. The end off the NFC, we're going to talk about the NFC North. We did talk about the Packers a little bit. I'm going to tell you guys right now. I think the Bears could be the favorite of winning this division, Justin Fields at quarterback or not. Aaron Rodgers, especially if Aaron Rodgers doesn't play. If Aaron Rodgers is not playing, you're basically going to have the Bears win this division. I don't see nothing coming out of the Lions. Shout out to Amber Simone. She's a Lions fan, but I just don't see the Lions doing anything. The Vikings. We haven't heard much from the Vikings, to be honest. Who's the quarterback over there for the Vikings? Didn't they just draft somebody for the Vikings? Let me see. Because I thought they drafted somebody. Cause you still got they drafted Kellen Mond. Kirk Cousins is still the quarterback over there. I would not be surprised if Kellen Mond, fight for that position. And even with what they have over there, I just don't see them doing. I just don't see them doing anything. You know what? The Vikings are basically, you don't have these anymore. The Vikings look like they're your 8-18. They're your 9-18. They're your 8-9 team. Because I don't see anything over there that tells me that they're going to win this division. Patrick Peterson went over there to play. Brashad Breeland, he's over there. They got pretty good cornerbacks. The defense has always been pretty good. Danielle Hunter. Dalvin Cook is the running back. I just don't see it. I don't see it. I don't see it. Yeah, they're going to be grooming Mon, but I see, honestly, I do see Cousin playing out the entire season barring injury. I do see that. I see that. Mon is definitely going to be the guy in the future, and we'll go from there. I'm going to go run down what I think is going to win this division real quick, and then we'll get into the Atlanta Falcons rookies and talk a little bit more about preseason. As of right now, if Rodgers not playing, the Bears are going to win the division. If Rodgers is playing, the Packers are going to win the division. And that's 1A, 1B, or 1 and 2. You can flip-flop those. The Vikings number 3. And unfortunately, the Lions, once again, is going to be at the bottom of the division. If you guys want to add any of your comments, if you don't want to just put them in the comment section, you can call into the show. The number is 803-762-4242. You can call in and give me your thoughts and opinions about anything that we talked about in NFC. Don't want to jump to the AFC right now. That just kind of branched off based on what we saw, what we seen as far as the Atlanta Falcons preseason. I know I got a question earlier. Really quick, I want to get into that question. How do I feel like the rookies are going to do for the Falcons, especially this preseason? Let's see. What are my expectations? I think Kyle Pitts is going to do very well, and I don't think he should play much in the preseason either. Maybe, like somebody said, he should play a quarter. Somebody said that earlier. I think he should play a quarter or whatever the case may be. As far as the other rookies, I want to see Felipe Franks play a lot more. Javian Hawkins, I want to see him play a little bit, see what he can do. I'm trying to think who else. Richie Grant. I think Richie Grant and Kyle Pitts, those two guys pretty much solidified their spots. So I want to see them in limited action. When we look at the offensive line that we got, Jalen Mayfield, Chris Dahlman, I think it's Chris Dahlman. Those guys, I want to see them guys to get as much reps as possible because you're going to be seeing all type of techniques. You're going to see a lot of different stunts. You're going to see all the differences that defensive front sevens do. So I would like to see them to get much more playing time throughout the preseason. Hopefully, nothing happens to get for them to get injured. So basically, with them do the basic protocol, have them play a quarter, have them play a series, have them to play maybe 2 quarters in the upcoming later preseason games, get them as much exposure because once the time comes and those guys are able to get chance to play in the season, they're gonna be already ready to go. As far as Avery Williams, I want to see him do more special team stuff. I'm trying to think who else. The other guys, let me see, because I talked about this before. I want to make sure I get the names right because we got some guys that didn't get drafted. We got some guys that did not get drafted that I want to see actually play as well. Let's see. Okay, first look at the rookie class. That's 2020. Don't want to see them. 2021. Okay, here we go. There he is. Darren Hall. He came out of San Diego State. I want to see him do some things. He's he has a pretty good technique. I think he'll be fine. You also see not Chris Dahlman, Drew Dahlman, Taquan Graham, him and Ogundeji. I want to see those guys get some really good reps as far as how they're going to do the multiple defense with Dean Pease. I want to see him do some stuff as well. So with that being said, I want to see those guys do some things too. Avery Williams, I think I talked about him. I want to see him on special teams. I did not talk about this kid, Frank Darby, wide receiver, 6th round pick. That kid is going to be special. I want to see him get a lot of reps as well because I want to see him get acclimated in the NFL against these defensive backs. Looks like he's going to be really, really good when it comes to just bringing energy, being physical, the type of mentality that you want to see a guy who wants to win, put in the work to win. I think this guy's going to be excellent. I think he's going to be awesome. Frank Darby is a guy that you guys want to keep your eye out on. Going to show a lot of flashes and going to be pretty, pretty good. And so that's pretty much my expectations for the rookies for the most part. And I can't wait to see what these guys do. Doubling back before we go, because I've been here for about an hour. Usually depends on how the flow goes. I want this to be like no more than maybe an hour and 30 minutes. If it picks up steam, I want it to be 2 hours at the least. I want this show to be somewhat of a pregame show to the games that we see on Sundays. So not only are we going to just be talking about Atlanta Falcons football, or Georgia Southern, we're going to talk about the post game of the Atlanta Falcons because the post game of Georgia Southern because their games are Saturdays. So this will be somewhat of a post game show for the Georgia Southern Eagles and Atlanta Falcons pregame show. So that's going to be really interesting once this format continues to build. What's up, Saint? He said, I like Frank Darby. He's going to be giving Gage some breathing room when he subbed out. Yeah, that's true. Hey, but you never know. Them guys might be on the field at the same time. I haven't talked much about Gage. I think Gage is going to be pretty good. I think he's going to be really good. I mean, he showed flashes last year that he could be a legit receiver. You got Ridley, you got Gage. You're going to have what's the kid that came from Tennessee? Let me go look. I'll let you guys know right now who we picked up. Tajay Sharp. You got Gage and you have Frank Darby. There's going to be a situation where all those guys could be on the field at the same time. There's no reason to say that those guys can't be on the field. I mean, there could be a situation you got Ridley, Gage, and Darby on the field. Turn right back around, have Sharp, Gage, and Ridley. Sharp, Ridley, and Gage. I mean, it's so much you can do. So, but as far as the preseason go, I want to see Darby get a lot of playing time. I don't want to see Matt Ryan play in the preseason at all. I really don't. I really want to, if anything, he may play at the most a snap. Not a snap, but a one drive, or one series. But I think Matt Ryan has put in the work to say, like, hey, we don't really want to see him out there. But as far as the rookies, definitely. As far as Georgia Southern, a lot of you guys may not know much about Georgia Southern, but if you watch this show every Sunday, 10 a.m., you're going to learn more about Georgia Southern. If you watch the videos that I've been putting out, you're going to learn a lot more about that team. I love my Georgia Southern Eagles. They don't get much exposure, so I'm doing the best I can to put their name out there and put their team out there, so we'll see what they do. Let's see. Like I said, if you guys want to call in, don't be afraid. Just let me know if you have any questions. If you want your voice to be heard on the show, the number is 803-762-4242. You can come and call in to the show, and I'll take a few calls before I do the outro and get up on out of here. You guys have been great. Thank you guys for the support, the feedback. It looks like you guys like the show. You like the revamp. I didn't think that you guys would like the revamp because I've done the podcast for so long. I mean, the podcast has been going on for 2 years. Unfortunately, I won't be able to contain the podcast. So this is like the easiest way for me to get on live. And this will be on your favorite podcast outlets, iTunes, Google Play, SoundCloud. This podcast will be up, or this show will be up on Tuesday morning, so you guys can go and listen. Seeing the moves we made this year, we're really giving the team life again, especially in the draft. Most definitely the coaching staff. The culture of this team has changed significantly, and it's not even funny. People can talk about 28-3. They can talk about all the leads that we've blown. Let me tell you something. Honestly, this team is totally different. I don't think this is the team of back then. You have the coaching staff. You have the GM. This coach is not going to put up with what happened last year. I can bank on it. I don't see it happening. He says not available on your end. Really? Man, wait a minute. Let me see. Because I know let's see. Let me call the number myself because I want to make sure I know I ain't tripping. Yep, it's calling right now. Yep, I'm calling it right now. So you say maybe you can't do long distance? Hey man, try it again, man. The number's there. I just tried it. The number is running. So if you want to call in, the number's right there. Maybe you can't do long distance, man. Check with your provider, bro. You have to check in your provider. Check in with your. You should be able to. The number is 803-762-4242. I just tested it out myself. It works. I made sure before I started. My wife called, tested it out. And it's all good. It works. So hopefully you will be able to call in. Like I said, getting back to what I was saying, this is a different team. This is a different team, and I'm telling you, this is a different team. I'm definitely excited. I'm definitely ready to see what these guys do. And at the end of the day, I think this team will win 10 games at least. I really believe that. I think this team will win 10 games. Oh, you can't call in, man. You need to get a better phone. Also, I think if you have Skype, you should be able to come in through the call in through the Skype side as well. So I got the phone number through Skype and it works just fine. It is what it's still going to support. I appreciate you supporting. Thank you. So if the number is right there, 803 7624242. If you can't, you should be able to get through on Skype as well. So check that out if that something you would want to check out. Not too many people use Skype, but Skype is, I didn't mean to do that. Skype is pretty still up and running. It's still up and running if you want to go through Skype, definitely. I just think at the end of the day, we're going to be fine. When it comes to Georgia Southern football, you guys are going to learn a lot more about Georgia Southern football. Like I said, we went 8-5 last year, won the RL Carrier New Orleans Bowl. We ended up beating on Louisiana Tech. They were no match for us, beat them 38-3. And with the talent that we have coming in, we should be just fine. I feel that this team is on their way to the top. Not much to say with the team for the most part. I did a few spotlights on the guys like Derek Canteen. I did a few spotlights on J.D. King. Also talked about Jalen White. And if you guys haven't checked out that last video of Jalen White, please check that out. That kid is a walking video game cheat code. That dude put up numbers in high school, and I want to see it resurrect into the Georgia Southern football team. It's just amazing to see what this kid can do. Let's see. I'm trying to see. If you want to get in contact with me on Skype, how to do so. Let's see. If you want to get in touch with me on there, go to I think it's through email as well, virtualfootball@gmail.com. So we'll see how that plays out. I don't have anything else to go off. I think that's pretty much it for the show. If you want to, matter of fact, Pooh, if you want to DM me your number and we'll see if I can call you. If you can't call the show. No, don't do that. Don't do that. Never mind. It's not gonna work. It's probably not gonna work if I call out. The best bet is to call in. But yeah, the number's through Skype. And I'm gonna try it again. Yeah, it's working. Yep, it's working. Working just fine. So that's pretty much going to be it, y'all. I really appreciate it. If no one wants to call in, make it quick. I'm going to do an outro here. Thank you guys once again for showing up. You guys have been doing a pretty good job as far as supporting. Thank you guys to everyone who's been watching, everybody who hit the like button, shared this content. This podcast will be up. This podcast will be up on Google Podcast, SoundCloud, iTunes, Podcast Addict, anywhere that it's going to go that you can see your podcast on, it will be there. Should be on Anchor, all the other good stuff. As far as this first show coming back, there's some kinks that I need to fix. You kind of see it was kind of rough starting off, and it is what it is. It is nothing that's going to be a big deal when it comes to that. That's just how things go. Let's see. Okay. So, with that being said, that's just how it's going to be. All right. I'm going to give you one more chance. Try to call in. You say you can't do it. Try to call in and see. You can call in, and other than that, I'm gonna be up out of here. Let's see. He's not gonna call in. Matt Ryan. I think the Falcons are gonna do really, really good. He said Skype is taking a minute to load. Come on now, hurry up. I just want to get your thoughts real quick because I got to get going myself. My wife's birthday was yesterday, and we're going to do a little bit more celebration later on today. Want to get this thing up and running for my wife. She enjoyed her birthday. She loved everything that she got. Took her out to dinner. That was great, and that was pretty cool. So, and also, the podcast version that I'm going to be putting on the podcast is going to be a little bit of it's going to be edited because some of the stuff that's live is going to be a little different from the edited version that's going to be on the podcast. Some of the things yeah, thank you, complimentary. Some of the things that have been going on as far as the hiccups or whatever, some of the changes that trying to get some of the kinks out, that's going to be edited out. But what I will say, the format is going pretty good. And with that being said, I am here for this. And you guys are awesome. I really, really appreciate the love and support. Let's see. Where is he? Is he on here? I don't think he should be. Skype won't let you call. That's crazy. What is going on? Why? What? I know it works. I just tried it twice. But nevertheless, the call-in number is 803-762-4242. If you guys have any problems with the number, please let me know. If you could, you can call in on your regular phone. So it should not be a problem. But I'm going to be up out of here. You guys take it easy. You guys be blessed. I will be back next week with another episode. If you want to check out this episode, it will be on all your podcast platforms. All right, y'all. You guys be easy. You guys take care. All right, everybody. Peace.